Beautiful. Hey everybody, welcome to the Thursday poker coaching Q&A. Today we're going to be looking at a hand history from our friend B. Coulter, Colt 45. Um, he made a fairly deep run in the Boski. I assume it was one of the daily ones. This is a daily tournament they have on ACR. It's a pretty good tournament to play. There's a lot of value to be had, some soft players in there, but there's also a lot of experienced guys in there as well. So you are going to face aggression. It's not going to be a tournament you can just completely run over. Um, so we'll dive right in. If we get through this, it's about 230 hands. If we get through this, I have some spots I want to look at, some more out of position spots we can drill in the trainer. So let's get started. All right, I think this is just a fold. Let me see, does he ISO here? So you can ISO this with this hand. You can make it like three, you can make it like four and get heads up with this guy right here. This is a pretty good hand to ISO. You've got the ace, you've got a card that also flops top pair pretty well. And you could probably get a lot of check folds to small bets on the flop if he does call. So this is like a prime ISO candidate for me. Did you have any thought of that in game, or you were just like, nah, this is not something I usually want to be pip in this spot?
Uh, Probably just didn't want to V-pip it at the time. I think I was just getting into the tournament, so
It's a second hand, so you might have been multi-tabling and stuff like that.
yeah.
All right. So we open the ace jack suited. We flop the world here. Larry, what are we doing here? You want to bet in the middle? You want to check? What do you want to do?
Um, I think I like check with an intention of check raising or blocking continues and we're in the middle of a sandwich.
Okay, check, check. Gets through. There is some completed equity, but it's not a terrible card for us. So he checks. Larry, you're still up. What do you want to do here?
Now I think I have best hand 95% of the time, so I'm gonna bet big here. I'm gonna bet about five to pot.
So he goes half pot here. You can go a little bigger. I think we do want to start going for value in these spots. We're only afraid of 2-5. You can start charging flush draws and uh, other draws. Get raised. He calls. This is interesting spot. We got 33 bigs in the pot. We got 48 behind. Well, what are you doing here, Larry?
It's an interesting spot. As we said, raising is an option. Clearly, the guy behind us is gonna have some traps with threes. I think that's his only trap. There's also a number of draws out here. Um, we are, so the pot is 33. We've got 48 behind. I think I prefer a raise here. I think this is, I want to charge the draws here. If he has threes, he has threes. If he has fours, he has fours. I think we're going to go broke anyway against threes and fours. So I think I prefer a raise to about, I think it's a click. We're not really that deep. We've got 20 to 25.
Yeah, I could do that. I could just jam here and just run the equity at this point. Let's see
Jamming's
what he
fine as well.
see what he does. I like
No,
it.
no, I
I
like
like
these
it.
spots.
Doesn't really matter what the river card is here. You can get it in. He calls.
Yeah. Disgusting.
God, I think you have to call this. Like, I don't like what is exactly. I
I
don't
was
know.
like
I
I'm
think,
under wrapped, and I was gonna say I did that kind of on the turn was like that half pot because I was like if I go big, they're not going to raise over top, so I kind of went smaller to try to induce a raise. So now I'm stuck in this position.
Yeah, I like the call on the
But yeah,
river. There's too many chips in the middle. You're three hands in, and you just can click it and you can just rebuy right after this. So good hand. We got a nice stack.
yeah,
Playing the 8-2. What do we have here? This is awkward because I think you can like jam this, but you don't want to jam it when big blind has 60. So for 30 effective, you could probably jam this. This is probably placed better as a call. All right. Gavri, you want to take a shot at this? Who else?
Sure.
So we so do we have any leading on this board? Yes, no, maybe so. You guys hear me?
All right. So this is my hand here. Are you going through hands or is this my hand?
Yeah, this is you. You got the queen jack suited from the small blind you called. So do you want to lead or you want to
Yeah.
check?
Okay. Well, first I wouldn't call in the small blind. Yeah, I would say pre-flop I wouldn't call
Did you want to
king
three bet this hand or
jack
fold?
suited in small blind from a late position open. From a button open, right?
Yeah,
Or is he cut off? Betting this hand. I don't want to play out of position with a queen high, so I'm going to three bet, especially because of late position. So I'm gonna three bet pre-flop. And with the intentions of folding if he
gotcha. Yeah, I
four
think.
bets.
See, I would if I were to three bet this, I would
Trying
just I would
to
I
get
would
the.
just
I'm gonna three bet 3.5.
you'd make it like
And
6.5.
then okay, so now I'm here. I'm stuck right, and with the queen high, I check my whole range here. The what is, and then and I guess what
He
does he do
bets
here?
he bets a third.
Yeah, I would go. It looks like. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're
Can
cutting
you
out a
hear me?
little
It looks
bit,
like
but
I'm having an unstable network connection sign pop up.
you want to type it in the chat?
I'm sorry, I don't think. Okay, that's third pot. I mean, I got a eight with a heart. I'll I'll continue with one third pot for one street. I got potentials of on the turn here.
Do you want to
Yeah, I think
see?
I have a bad connection. It's saying unstable network connection. I'm at my
Yeah.
house, but it's. Oh yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Sorry about this. I'm in Vegas and it's really hot here and it's
Oh,
hurting my internet connection.
gotcha. Yeah, this is a tough spot. This is a tough spot to look at because at 30 effective, you're supposed to shove this. Let me see. I really like using the GTO wizard. We have it over here.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I would never I would just never not three bet, and I think that hand's getting three bet folded.
So I think that's the problem. Yeah, it's gonna want to three bet this. Well,
Too
this one has a call. This one has it. You can call it in here. So you check.
strong to
He
Hey,
fold,
hey,
too
Mike, you ran it
weak
as
to
a
play
button
out
in
of position.
instead of cut off.
Yep, I'm
really
guessing
that
the
was
three bets like 30% or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
I was looking up conserves and that all has to do with the onboard. It's everything.
no, it is cut off. See?
Yeah, but in peaks, you ran it as the button raising instead of the
Ah,
cutoff.
I gotcha.
So it's a slight difference. I don't know what peaks going to say when you do that.
Still got you. It's still jamming it because it's a 2.3 open.
It's kind of sometimes.
All right. So I like the call. I don't think we can fold this.
just hope to pick up equity on
Yeah,
the
you can
turns.
call with a little bit of check raise.
See what happens.
Let's go to the turn. All right. Calls, check. Now he bets big. I truly don't know what to do here. I'd probably fold. Gabby, you want to call or fold this?
He bet. I don't see a churn card. What he bet churn big? We checked churn.
We checked. We picked up a pair of queens on the turn and he bets like 85%.
Hmm. Tough spot. I think you just have to fold, honestly. I mean,
Yeah. Feels kind of
he's got a lot of
indifferent to
aces,
me.
he's got a lot of kings in his range. I mean, if even
Oh,
your even your queen could be an ace queen, something like that. Yeah, yeah. Even a hand um like a even a Jack 10 here, still you're not like in great shape.
yeah.
Like a Jack 10. See, I don't know what the turn color was of the card, but it's queen, blue queen. Okay, so I mean, even a Jack 10, you're not like
Yeah, I went to call here. I wonder if he calls. Now he gets away from it. So that was one of the mistakes
thrilled about,
listed.
so for your tournament life. So,
Yeah.
he's got a lot of kings, got a lot of aces in his range, betting late position, like even if it's like ace garbage and king garbage.
Yeah.
So
All right. Moving on, we get a limp from he's pretty deep. Good. I like the ISO. You can ISO a little bigger if you want, but this is a good size. We get the call.
you're set up right for it. If you three bet him and he calls and then he leads the king, it's a lot easier to fold versus a late position just flat.
Yeah, I think the issue is there. That's not
You
a
know,
hand you want to three. The issue with the
it's
Queen
a
Jack is it's not a hand you want to three
you know,
bet
you
fold.
really um,
I'm losing you, Gabby. I'm gonna move on to the next one, bud. Sorry, you're cutting in and out. All right. Resident Maniac, set abs. You got a mic?
Yes, man. I love that. Yeah, with the flush draw, a king should be in his range, but he- let's go with something a mix of 33 and 50. I will go to 33.
See what our buddy Colt does. Jacks. You bet small.
With a
I
bit,
don't hate it.
I would
Yeah,
bet a bit bigger, though.
I don't hate it because I mean I think you can do whatever you want here because he's not folding a flush draw. Now he leads the six. Does that have you going anywhere?
Mm, or I'm raising. I don't. That's a down bet to steer the river most of the time in those things. I will bet something like 16 or 9
You're gonna
around
raise
that
him,
19. Yeah,
and then what if he jams on you? You call?
jams on me. Oof, oof, oof. Well, yeah, I have no choice to call at this point.
Yeah, I would just call here. I don't want to bloat the pot. We don't have any sixes. We get here, check. That's
I know.
interesting. Does Colt go for thin value? What does he have? 9-10. Thin value. That's interesting. I don't know. We can't run it because it's a limp pot, but a thin value bet's interesting there. I definitely with thin value, King Queen, King 10. I don't know what we're getting called by there. Unless he's getting King 9. I think he played that well though. Moving on. There's a lot of limping. Limp, limp. We don't want to play that one. We don't want to play that one. Here we go. Aces, small ISO. Yeah, I'd go a little bigger here. I know you don't want to scare everybody off, but this is problem with um not ISOing bigger. You
Wow.
got five guys to the flop. Now when you flop the nuts on a super dry board, this is doesn't really matter. Say you win tournaments, check, check, check. I like to check, keep everybody in. I could go for a bet small too, because somebody's got some bigger stack sizes. I don't think you scare off many people with the small bet here. I like the small bet here. You can go small or big. Again, not a spot we can really run because it's four ways. Shouldn't be four ways. All right. All right, this is an interesting. Oh, here we go. All right. Art, you're up. We checks. Bet small. We check calling or check raising.
Call.
You don't want to check raise the crappy one here?
Versus UTG, I don't know. We can maybe. But versus bottom no.
He's under the gun. I think we check raise this because it's such a bad flush. Um, we had a better flush, we would want to check. Oh,
The
let's check it
problem
out.
is that when hard comes, it's not very good. It's better to check all here, and you, if you want, you can raise turn, I think. But let's see.
He checks. He bets small. Let's see.
Oh, mostly raise, right?
Am I stupid? I can't find it. Eight.
Suited.
Eight,
So
three,
I mean,
we're
I already see
yeah.
like more
there. We
flushes.
go. Yeah. So it can mix. It mixes.
Yeah, but for free, for example, always raise, so and it's pretty similar. Okay, okay.
Our buddy Colt just calls. That's fine. Do we find a donk here? Oh, no donking. Checks back. River's the eight. I don't know. I'd probably
We
just
check
let.
all flop, right? I'm not sure, but I think it's range donk small, but maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
On the turn. Can you run
Eh,
it? On the turn?
let me see if I can find it.
He's very condensed, so I don't know. Not too much, but we check all flop, right? In game, I
Yeah.
can see.
It's a check.
Oh.
Call. Turn is the six of clubs. Yeah, not a lot of docking here because it's the board's monotone. I think if it was a two-tone board, you get to dock here, but it's monotone, so I don't think
Okay,
equity.
okay.
That's not really an equity. It's not as big as an equity shifting card as it would be. Um,
Yeah, I figured.
Larry liked to check raise in the hand. Beautiful. All right. So it goes check. All right, he's gonna check it back on. He's gonna check back here. And he wanted to go
No, this
five.
size is bad.
You want to go bigger?
Yeah, you have first nut, so you either check raise or bet like 1.5x pot.
Let's see.
I mean, if you
Yeah,
play small pot here and he calls with king queen off, like it's not good.
yeah. I think I like a bigger bet here. Let me see. So it goes check, check. River's the eight of diamonds. And what do we got? We got 8-3. Yeah, so it wants to go big here. So Colt, you want to push your equity. You want to push your equity in these spots. Don't yeah, those medium
What?
sizes.
You want to play big pot here, so you
Yeah.
play big pot. You don't want this like 15 blind pot.
Yeah, so when you're on top of these when you have like nut hands like this on the river, you want to use you don't really want to be going like 50 or 60%. You want to be going closer to pot. You want to use a more polarized strategy, especially out of position here. Um, You don't have to nail like the 150%, but this is like, do we have any? I don't even know if we have any of this. Do you have any? Yeah, so this is like on this board, if you had a king, you'd want to use like a decent king, you'd want to use this size because king is it's like the third best hand, right? Like the flush is the best hand. A six is also very, very good that you have. So you have flushes, you have sixes. So king is like the third best thing you can have. So you can go a little bit smaller there. But if you have a six or you have a flush, I think you definitely want to go bigger. Like what do you do with like six? Yeah, like queen six here. Yeah, like queen six goes big. So flushes and sixes, you can go really.
See, and like that's one of the things is like kind of me navigating trying to find that value on the river because one, it's trying to find value and trying to, regulate my sizes because what do I do? Because imagine I have a bluff there and I can get a cheap bluff through with half pot, you know? So it's like one of those things where they oftentimes don't call off those big over bets anyway. So yeah, I mean it makes sense
Yeah,
because
I would
I
just
can do that with my bluffs also. But if I don't know.
so like this, what's gonna happen here is my guess is you're gonna have um you're gonna have two sizes. So if you have two value sizes on the river, there's actually a bunch here. I mean, it's got 25%, it's got this, it's got bigger sizes. So if you can have multiple value sizes on the river, you can have multiple sizes for your bluffs depending on like
Okay.
what you have. Like let's see, I'm like offhand I couldn't tell you, but if you do where is it? Hold on. So if you see this, these are your air hands that you're going to be bluffing on the river. So like it's not always going to go big sizes, right? So if you have like 7-5, right? Like,
If you have pot here on the river, not many hands that don't call like big bet will call you. Like
right, like
jacks.
it,
Yeah,
right,
go
like
on.
if you have like if he has queen jack of spades, right? Like, and you don't need to bet big. So like hands like 7-5 with a heart can bet a smaller size. Um, If you have, like I said, if you have queen jack of spades, you can use the smaller size. See, you can block, you can go do the half size. So if you are going to have um multiple value sizes, you can have multiple bluff sizes. Figuring
Okay.
that out in a game it is a skill, but it is a thing. So you were thinking about it right. You just picked the wrong size for that hand.
Gotcha.
We call here. Pretty good flop. Beach, you want to take a shot at this?
But hopefully she'll.
Sure. I mean, coming in first with two behind,
It doesn't just have to be
I'm probably just gonna check this.
So we check,
Yeah.
get a half pot bet. What do you want to do here?
I mean, I'm not folding, so we'll take that out of the equation. I'm probably just calling.
Especially this is the guy this guy's limped several hands.
Yeah.
I don't hate this. You have so much equity, it's not the end of the world. Like I guess you can stack off here. But I'd probably just check all this. He calls.
Right. No,
Don't
that's
pick
like
up
my
any
too,
equity.
but, like honestly, like I see no
What do you want to do,
faults.
Beats?
Like you're doing a really good job. I think that you're performing better than
Check is put in a little bit of difference
not that
mindset.
I'm but just I think that you're doing
But
better.
probably checking.
I think the trading team's doing a fabulous
That's
job, but it
half.
scares me because you just
And you get the fold.
And
I
Yeah,
would
I mean, I don't hate it, but
I'm just hoping that our meeting with
I
her
might
is not
exploitively
to
check
Captain
I might
Sue,
exploitively
not
bet small there.
related to what she is related.
Like if you bet
Because
here and
it
you get
scares
jammed,
me to
it's not
think that,
great.
like,
With
she
one
said
card coming.
something or did something that
If
like
you
made
bet
him
small,
mad,
you might induce a
or
call, and
we
then you
said
can make it.
something
You
or Tim
might get
said
a
something
cheap
that made
river
her
just
mad.
against this guy
I
because
don't know
he's
because
been
to
limping a
like
lot.
we got off the call like 4 p.m.
Yeah,
Sorry,
makes
sorry, Beats, I muted you there. But you got the fold. Not doing this one. We're not doing this one. We're not doing this one. No, no. Oh, limp, limp, limp. I might donk one here. No. All right, we get a call from the small blind. Hey, did I get everybody so far? Yes, six. All right, beautiful. All right. So Colt, what you remember what you did here?
no, I can't remember, but I think probably I probably bet on this one because it is the small blind, so he'd probably be more favored to like 10x hands and 9x hands, things like that. So
So here's a question. If he's, I think you're ranging him properly. If he's 10x and 9x hands, is he going to call a bet when you bet with this hand?
I'd say possibly if he has two overs, like if he has Jack 10 or he has something that maybe like
So you're betting it as a value bet?
what I found in these Boski hands is like a lot of times it's fit or fold as well. So it's like I can just scoop the pot right now instead of, you know, giving him a chance to get free equity on the turn as well. So usually I just go for a bet.
Yeah, I don't mind that in certain situations. I would check this hand here because you're right in the like I think you beat all of his I think you just get when he does call you like when you get called, you're always like way behind. So
Okay,
I don't think you get many folds from worse. I mean, I don't think you get many folds from better, and I don't think you get many calls. I don't think you get many calls from worse.
got
Um, he's got a lot of ace. He's got a lot of ace two, ace three, ace four, ace five suited in his hand. That's all going to call. He's still got threes, fours, fives, maybe some sixes. Um, I mean, he's got hands like set. He should have like suited connectors like six, seven, seven, eight. Um, and that crushes that those crush this flop. So I really think that this, and if he does have a hand like King 10, King nines, Queen 10, if he does have some of that stuff, if you have a lot of that dominated. So if he has Jack 10, whatever, if he has Jack 10 and you turn a Jack, you have him dominated and can get it in. You can win a lot of chips from him. Let's see. So he bets big. So yeah, I wouldn't do this here. And then you get check raised. So that's the
it.
problem with this spot like this. Oh, you call? Now you fold. I
Yeah.
think I think this was the biggest blunder on the review. I think this is the one where you lost the most EV.
Yeah, I don't know, because when he check raised me, for some reason I just didn't believe him. And then it's like I'm gonna see if he blasts off on the turn, and that was just a complete trash hand.
So like when you so here's the thing, right? Like you're like, okay, I don't believe him, but like what what is he check? What is he check raising there that you don't believe that he has, right? If he has like even his worst hands aren't that bad, right? Like if he has, I don't know, what's he check raising here, like seven, eight? You know what I mean? Something like that. He'd have to be check raising set. He'd have to be check raising seven, eight, which I don't think he would be doing. So all even some of his bluffs have a lot of equity and beat you. Let me just see here. So like when I hear somebody say, "Oh, I don't believe them," we have a guy who used to come to this one of our study groups and say that, and it's like, well, you could just think he has a lot of bluffs, right? Like it's not. That means you're putting him on an exact hand, which is very hard to do. You could say, "Oh, this guy has too many bluffs in this spot." That's fine, um, but this hand would still come out, right? So he checks here. So interesting. This actually is a range bet. Why is this? Is he check raising out of? So he's supposed to be check raising out of all this stuff here. So
All right.
which means he doesn't have. He just really should have a lot of air here. Um, so it really depends on his range pre-flop. Seeing this range, I can understand why you would bet small here because he actually doesn't have any of the sets because he should be check raising out of the sets. But I don't think we want to be going. Yeah, like with the hand like this, you don't want to be going big. I would just go small. But I would check this in game. He also is closer to 35 bigs. Moving along. I like the fold here. I don't like King Queen O EP versus EP.
And then he chose a big size. He went 3.
Yeah. No, I don't need to play this. No. No, don't need to play this. Get the raise, we get it through. King 4 versus a limp. Ooh, all right. Who should I call on? Who wants to be punished here? Larry, you're up. What do you want to do? Larry going once, going twice.
I'm here, sorry.
Okay.
So this is a limp call, right? Or a complete call.
Just
Complete
limp.
check.
Yep.
And all right. So does he check us?
Small blind checks to us. Hold on.
We're so deep and our SPR is 20. We want to. All right. So multi-way. We check.
You want to check?
Yeah, multi-way check. See what it does. Okay, that's
Oh,
perfect.
he does you a favor. Look at that. That's beautiful.
All right, so we're gonna fast play this. So I would check raise to 6 to 8.
Yeah, I might go smaller here because like I don't want to scare him off with whatever he's betting. Let's see what he does. I don't hate the call. The only problem is when you check call versus a limper here, I don't think he's going to continue on the turn. So let's see what happens. He's just clicking
So
half. Yeah, he's
yeah,
just
you
clicking
got to
half
check
pot.
raise now
Yeah.
because your SPR is pretty deep. You're 12 here. So what? That's like 12, 24,
Yep.
36. Like 3. You got to check raise here to like 10 to 12. Yeah.
See, this is why this is why I don't like the check call on the flop. I know I said it's not bad. It's if it was a single raise pot, I'd be well, no, you don't really want to check call there. I think the play is to check raise the flop small like every time because then you just start building the pot. You
Yeah,
know,
I think the check raise is more important here because of the SPR on on flop. It's pretty deep.
yeah, and I think he's going to check back the turn a decent amount, and then he does this. So like, if he's got anything of consequence here, he's not. If you make it like six or five, he's not gonna run away. And then if he's got a queen, you just keep betting, and he's not gonna fold. And then you get to the river, and that's when you put those guys in tough spots because then they have top pair, they have something, and they start talking themselves into calling. Rather than here, where it's like, I think this is this just looks so strong. Um, so I think if you check raise the flop, bet the turn, bet the river, you're more likely to get him talking himself into a call on the river rather than this, which I think he's talking himself into a fold on the turn. Again, I don't have any data to back that up. That's just my opinion based on seeing how he's got these limper guys type play. I mean, he could just be clicking half pot here and clicking buttons, but I think it's better to check raise the pot, the flop here and start building the pot. All right, what we got? Queen 4. We're not playing this. 10-4 is probably a little out of range, but I don't mind it. Big check raise. So I think this is one of the guys who was he limping earlier, but I would take another guy too. This check raise is way too big. Oop, I think he folded there. Yeah, good fold. Not playing the 10-6. He's all in. Jack 6. No, we're not playing this. We got more limpers. Guys, this is why I said an ACR is one of the tougher sites, but if you can play in the Boski, this is what you get. Corporate Beat says he's smashing the keyboard with his face. Yes. I might donk here with this backdoor stuff. You can get a cheap turn and do some folds. Now we just get out of the way. That's fine. King 8. Oh, these are spots that I've been screwing up. All right, who's up next? All right, what do you want to do? You want to bet big? You want to bet small? You want to check? Interesting spot on these 10 high flops from the button.
Combo is okay to bet, but if you're asking me if we range bet, I don't know. I don't range bet.
Yeah, I've been screwing these spots up myself. Let's see what he does.
So if you have like ace 5-0, right? It doesn't matter what hand. You need only 20% of faults if you block bet here, and you will, like from population, you will get it almost for sure.
There's so many draws out there, though, right? Like 5, 6, 8, 9. Um, I wonder if this is. Yeah, I'm really curious to see the flop strategy here. We'll look at it in a second. And we get there. Check.
Turn you can blast as well, like queen from queen 4 type of hands.
What do you want to do here? You want to, what size you want to use with the straight?
On the turn you can bet maybe. It's whatever. And on the river, I don't know. We don't reopen action to light. I don't think. But also he lead most of his straights, so maybe we can bet two pairs here. Do like? Can I ask if, or is it only me asking? I saying, do you bet 7-6 on the river or not in game?
I
Or
would.
in
My guess is you have to because you have the straight, right? So you're
oh,
betting.
7-6. If you have 7-6, do you well bet or no?
If the big blind has it,
No, no, no. On you on the button, you have 7-6 on the river. Do you bet it or not?
um, I don't know. I couldn't tell. Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough one.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, I'm trying to find a threshold for bets because I'm not well betting over pairs. Anyway, so here we just bet whatever to make two pair indifferent, which is like B60.
Yeah, I like the B60. He goes pot. All right, this is an interesting one. I want to look at this one. It was 30 effective. Button opens. Call. What's up, Pucks? Pucks is going to be in and out, he says. He just moonlights as a poker player now. He's got bigger responsibilities. All right, so check. What are we doing here? What are we doing with the King 8 suited? Yeah, so this felt like a check. This feels like such a middling hand. I don't mind the aggression though. I don't mind the see. I think too much of my game is I'm looking for checks, and it's better if I and so in turn I end up over checking these mixed spots rather than over betting. When I say over betting, I mean betting too frequently, and I think being a little bit too aggressive in these spots is better than being too passive. I think I'm losing the big. So this hand, it should be a bigger size. Sorry we can't see it. This is like this. Yeah, it likes. I like the bigger size in the slot on these flops with no flush draws and but a lot of straight connectivity. I like the bigger sizes, but I don't mind it. So he bets small. Call. Turn was what, the 5 of hearts and the 6 of clubs. So it's the 5 of hearts. It goes check, check, right? Check, check. And what do we get on the river? The 6 of clubs. So he's got a lot of leading here. So he checks. Do we use a polar size here? That's kind of the thing. So if you had King 8, so I don't really like the big bet. We're
Might
not.
sit down today and find Alex Fox.
So you can bet if you had King 8 of hearts, it likes all the big sizes. So you can use a big size here. See, I don't mind. And let's see what Art wanted to know about the 7-6. I don't think so. We don't get here with 7-6 suited. That's a problem. We get here with 6-5 suited, which bets. If you have 6-5 suited here, Art, you can bet it and go for thin value. which I'm probably not finding. I'm probably losing EV on the spot. So this is a good hand cold. Mhm. I like the small bet on the flop. I think that's a good, even though solver says you should check, I actually think that's a plus EV mistake you can make there. Opening the ace eight. All right. I want to do this hand and then just take a quick 5 minute break and then we'll finish up for like another 40 minutes or so. All right. Who should I put in the pressure cooker? We did Larry. I guess Sad. Well, we'll see what Sad Abs wants to do here. Sad Abs, what do you want to do?
There you just call your bet. So. I want to put some value, but I think he's gonna fold most of his range, and then when he calls, he's gonna have doesn't have much 7 and 6. I think I check back the flop.
Yeah, it's a weird spot. I think you have to the one thing you have to take a look at is his stack depth, because he's supposed to have a lot of three bet jams at 25. So it's gonna discount a lot of his like ace X. Um, he's gonna jam that. I don't know. He probably still has like ace six and ace seven in there. But like I think ace 10 is probably gonna three bet shove. So this might give you like a pretty big um a bigger range advantage than normal because you really can take out a lot of his ace X here, and sevens and sixes are probably three bet shoves. Let's see what he does. So he bets two. I actually like it. I like this. I would do this with a lot of my range here, and he just folds. So let's see. This is actually an interesting spot. We'll get you on
I
the
I
next
think
feel
spot.
I feel like there's so much miss in the opening range that if you want to get value, you have to let him get some.
Yeah. Beach, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say is going 33 almost too big. Maybe just you would just want to go like 1.2 or something. Put it at
Yeah.
25%. Because I think 33 might be too much. It,
Yeah, so a lot of betting here. A lot of betting, just small. I like this. Yeah, so just go a little small. I mean, I don't think you lose. So like I think if you there's a trick you can do. I don't want to mess around with it. Um, you can like you can like change the bet sizes. So you can give this like spot a 25% bet or a 33% bet. I think if you just gave them a 33% bet, you'd see the EV loss probably wasn't it's probably not a huge loss. I would go smaller here. I don't have a lot of bet 33 in my game. I have bet 25 and bet 25, bet one big blind in certain spots. Then I had some bet 40s. Those are my small size. I don't have a lot of bet 33. I think this is fine though.
yeah, no, it's fine. I just think you get a few more calls if you go to the bet
Yeah.
25 on it.
Oh, here's an interesting one. All right, so I think this guy's kind of splashy, kind of passive. He's just trying to get in there, make hands. We'll give this one. We'll stick with set abs on this one since he didn't get to. He only got one street on the last one. What are you doing here, set abs? You want to bet? You want to check?
Now
You
I want to bet, and I'm going maybe half pot, 50%.
half pot. Let's see what Colt does. Colt bets small, and he gets a fold. I don't. This is a situation where I don't think you can make a mistake. I think you can, especially against a guy like this, who's not really playing theory. So I think you can. He's probably in there with too many hands. So you can bet. I think you can bet small, bet big, check call, check raise. So you think there's a lot of things you can do here. But he bets small. He just gets the fold. I don't think we're going to be able to run this because I think this dude's not supposed to be in here with this button hijack. So we're under the gun one. What are we at? 20. We're here. And I guess he does. I guess he is supposed to have some calls here. We got Jack 7-4, Jack 7-4. Yeah, so this is a pure check in this spot, but that's based on this guy having a range that looks like exactly like this. Aces, some kings, some queens. I think this guy has a lot of like just crap in here as well. Probably got some of this. He's probably got some of this. He's probably got some of this. So just betting small, taking it down is, I don't think, would be a huge mistake. Ace three is not supposed to be in there, but if you have, let's see if you had ace five. Ace five, and we can't look at the EV. That's all right. Just be aware that this is a mostly a checkboard against a more competent player. Nothing going on there. I don't think we're playing this versus a three bet. Get the fold. All right. Here we go. What am I going to put in the pressure cooker here? I think I just called on Art. Cole, what are you doing here?
With this one, I think I'm going like 2/3 pot just because you got the flush draw, you got the two, connecting Broadway cards. You don't want to, go too small. You want to kind of push your equity a little bit.
Yeah, I don't hate it. These spots are a little bit more nuanced when you look at them deeper, two-tone versus rainbow boards. This deep because he isn't supposed to three bet his king X a lot. So he does have a lot of king X. He does have a lot of suited stuff. So you do want to be wary of him having a lot of flush draws here.
Yeah,
We get
because
to fold.
before, like, I was doing a lot of autopilot quarter bet pots on the flop against the big blind. But when I was talking with sixes, he was basically like, you wanna kind of push that equity with some of your better hands so that when you do get
Yeah.
called, you're getting more value out of them as opposed to just that. So on boards like that, I believe I'm supposed to go bigger anyway. So
Yeah, I
because I
bet
have
you
the range
this
and net advantage.
this I'm gonna say is gonna mix. I think you're gonna have big bets and small bets on this board. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so there is a lot of bet 25 here. You don't want to check.
Okay.
But you can like if you have a hand like ace king. I prefer what did you have? You didn't have a spade. I would just be careful like not having a spade here and doing this. Because if a spade comes in on the turn, you're any completed equity on the turn really kind of puts you in a bad spot,
Gotcha.
even though you're in a position. But let me see. What did you have? You had ace of clubs. You had no spades here. So yeah. So did you have the ace of clubs? Ace of clubs. What was our second card here? You had the diamonds. Ace of
Ace.
clubs. Yeah. So it's not a mistake. You can go bigger. You can go four. But I would go if without the spade, I prefer a small bet here. But it's
That's interesting. That okay. So the ace of clubs, king of diamonds goes bigger. Or no, what was it? It was reversed. Like what was it?
ace of diamonds,
Ace of
king.
diamonds, king of clubs goes bigger than the ace of clubs, king of diamonds. Okay,
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah.
Guys, we're gonna take 5 minutes. I want to get a drink real quick. And how much do we have left here? So we're only about a quarter through. We'll plow through some more hand. Actually, what are we over here? This is us.
Yeah, you
We're
can even
about
push to like later if you want. I'm cool with whatever.
no.
Learning.
We'll get through as much of this as we can. I like to get through the whole hand history if we can. All right, we'll be back. We'll take a quick break. Be back in 5.
All right.
Yes.
All right, guys, I'm back. Puck says got a mic for about 30. FYI. Beautiful.
Very, very exciting.
How the kids?
They're great. It's funny. I'm on leave right now, which just makes it harder to hang out here. So once I go back to work next week, I'll probably be around more.
The irony. All right. We're not playing this. Moving right along. Actually, do we? No. Ace 10. Jamming. Easy peasy. Call. Hey, Puck. We'll let Puck take a shot at this one since he's the guest of honor this week. Um, you like this three bet or no?
Is it ICM or Chippy V?
I don't think it's IC. No, it can't be ICM. We'll say it should be the.
Still think I probably use this to flat and use some worse stuff to three bet.
Yeah, I don't. I think this is if when we get jammed on here, we're not loving it. Um, Back depths are a little wonky because of no big blind, but button club hijack low check. So this is like a UTG. We'll sit. We'll take a look at this. Come on, peek. Yeah, plays better as a flat. Keeping all worse stuff. All the suited aces. Just this you can jam because you unblock so much of his calling range.
Makes sense.
But all this stuff. Like I like this. Get it. I would definitely do this. All right, so oops. So we get to the flop. Well, Pucks is still in the hot seat. Check. What do you want to do?
I think we go quarter here. If it's not a six on the turn, maybe we can jam this. It's like 10-9-2. But I think going quarter here is fine. Obviously, never folding.
Quarter or it's third. I go a little smaller. Little smaller. We get jammed. Jammed on. Uh, Call and we get there. Ooh, he didn't jam kings. Ugh. I would only flat aces there. I don't flat kings out of position. So let me see. So if we raise here, is he supposed to flat kings? No. What was the flop? It was 10-9. It was 10-9. I wonder if this is yeah, I guess you just kind of have to bet small here a lot. No, there's a lot of big bets here too. I wouldn't find big bets here on this board. Not supposed to have this. Yeah, ace jack. Oh, mixing big and small. Actually, no. These hands is some jamming on the flop, so you are going to find jams here. So
I think
all three sizes are available,
SPR is low enough to go with it. I think is the idea, right?
especially with the 10-9 out there. Those
Yeah.
Jack 10, 10-9 boards. There's a lot of cute overbetting jamming on the flop, especially in three bet pots. I actually don't mind like the size with this exact hand because this hand just has so much equity. So with this exact hand, I don't mind it, but I think we do want to find bigger bets here. 3-10, we're not playing the 3-10, we're not playing the 4-5. Going 9 ways to the flop. Can't really do much here. We're kind of locked up. He does us a favor and jams it in. And add the nuts. Not doing anything here. No, no, no. Interesting ISO spot. This might be a little out of line. I don't mind the fold, but we know that that guy likes to limp, so I'd be looking for ISO spots against that guy. All right, again, limp, geez. Man, I would donk this. Nobody has any of this. I would just bet one and hope that they folded. So I'd be careful here, Colt. Like these are, I mean, in theory, this is kind of fine, but you got to remember it's a limp pot. So this guy has a lot of like nothing. This guy's got like a polar limping range, right? Like he's got a lot of like when you get to the turn, he's got a lot of like nothing and like semi-strong stuff. So when you go big here and you get called and it's an over card on the river, or it's like a club, or it's a five, or it's a three, you're kind of in a bad spot. Um, so I might like bet small and then bet small again. And a lot of times, this is why I like you can when you have boards like this and you're three ways in these limp pots, even if it's not three ways, I do a lot of just like one Xing. You know, what is he going to do with like king, queen of spades? He might call you, but then you bet small again on the turn and then he folds. So that's always a good move to add to your arsenal, the donking in the limped pots, because the guy's usually very wide on the flop. All right. I can't imagine we're doing anything but three betting here. Oh, we're calling? Call. Why are we calling this?
Only thing I can say is maybe because if the big blind was being real active or aggressive, I was expecting maybe him to come back over top. I can't
Yeah.
remember exactly why.
Get your money here, man. He's under the gun. Make it like seven, you know.
Yeah, like I honestly can't think why, other than if the big blind was doing a lot of like raising or three betting at the
And
or something. I don't know.
and the big blind, and you're 35 effective here, right? So like if you were 20 effective, it makes sense because you're gonna have a smaller SPR on the flop. But here you're gonna have a bigger SPR, so your one pair hand becomes less valuable. Unless you flop quads.
Right.
Yes, that's why you flat aces in this spot, guys, because you're gonna flop quads.
Genius move.
That's two pair.
It's a lot of pairs. Two pair, aces and aces. Check, check, check. I don't even know how to play this, so we'll just kind of fast forward to this one. I would maybe just bet small here. Check, check. I'm not raising. Check, river. I would donk here. If he doesn't have an ace, maybe he has a 10. He's going to check back a flush. Yeah. I would donk the rook there. I don't think there's any way to look at it though. Moving along. Good. I like the call. This might fit into like a three bet, one of your three bets, but calling is fine. Fold, play more versus more limping. I don't know if we want to do this with King 5 here because I think he calls like he's supposed to have traps and like King X here that he traps with. Like he's supposed to limp call like King 10 suited here. I don't know if he's doing that in game, but King 5 feels like you're getting a lot of worse hands to fold and a lot of better hands to call here. I, c- I could be wrong. Let's check it out.
Judging by the stack sizes, I'm thinking we're close to the bubble, maybe, or maybe like ICM wise, but yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, so at 15, you don't want to, let me see. I mean, we're only about 40% through this, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know exactly.
Doing this one. We get jammed on. Ugh, this is a, so assuming this is Chippy V, we'll see what he does in a second. Beats, give me a range real quick. What are we doing?
Oh, sorry. Um, boy. Um, Actually, this might fit in there. This probably is the bottom. Ace nine off. Ace seven suited. Fives plus, and then suited tens.
King, Queen
Maybe
O,
king, queen all. King,
King,
queen, oh, yeah.
King Jack O.
No.
No. All right. Let me see. All right, you want to change his range at all?
No, I didn't hear, but I like it.
Um, let me just see. So you said King Queen O, no King Jack. Let's check it out. What does he have? We don't really have a 17, so we'll look at a 20. Make sure there's no jams.
The other one I think has a 17.
Yeah. See here. This looks good. We shouldn't have any jams. We're missing these. See what he does. He rips it. Yeah, it's in there. A6. You said, would you say A7?
I said A7, and I think I said sixes.
Fives, suited tens. King Jack O is in there, kind of dusty though.
Yeah, that's about
Well,
spot on.
King Jack O, Queen Jack O
Just
mixes.
remember, guys, beats rhymes with cheats. And we get the call. Beautiful. Good call. Yeah. He's also, you're opening a little bit of a bigger size there, which induces him to jam more. So I like it even more in that spot. Moving along. Again, another small blind spot. Who haven't I called on? All right, what do you want to do here?
Deep stack. In micros, I bet if it's anything reasonable, I check. Like in 55, I check. You just can count on like passive notes and microstakes.
So you have double blockers. I'm not sure. I would check this, but I might just be checking too much, and you get check raised again. It calls again. We get there. Well, now we're definitely not calling a flop check raise. At least I don't think we are. Check. All right, what do you want to do here?
So what he checks, his 5-3 gets there. I think 5-3 he will block, maybe. Hard to say. He's pretty capped overall. Like most guys are pretty capped. Maybe he has his face 5. That's up to you. You can check, you can bet whatever. Up to half
Yeah,
pot.
I might bet small here. Check, check.
Yeah,
Yeah,
half or whatever. And flop,
yeah,
if you bet probably like B60 or pot. Like you don't need this in small bet.
yeah. Let me get. Oh,
No races. Like
this is that's pretty nasty. Um,
he has 5-4 full weight, right? Like full weight. Like it doesn't go anywhere.
is he
And
check
you
raising
raise
five? Is he check raising 5-4 on the flop?
versus small bet. Why not? Like I would.
Let's see. This is an interesting one. It's a good one to look at. All right, so 50. You're in the cutoff. Cutoff.
You don't small bet eights, right? Or do you? Like it depends because some guys small bet flop with eights.
So there's a weird strategy against the small blind sometimes. I can't
Small blind or
articulate.
big blind?
No, versus
Oh
small
my god,
blind.
I messed up entire strategy.
Yeah, yeah, he's in the small blind. So yeah, I think it's small bet is fine here versus the big blind. Um, so there's a weird strategy versus small blind that's not intuitive. I can't articulate the exact spots, but it's where you use a polar strategy with your range, but you're using a small size. Most of the time when you use a polar range, when you're betting a polar range, you're using bigger sizes. But there is a weird strategy where you're versus small blind where you're using a polar range with smaller sizes. So check. Um, so this isn't one of them. This is going to have mostly bigger bets. And this kind of again, I just look at this as like a middling hand. And I don't mind. I never mind the small bets here. Um, I think they probably print a little EV if you're doing that instead of checking. Um, but I mean, once he check raises, right? Like, what's he supposed to do? He's supposed to check raise. He kind of goes big, and then you're probably just supposed to fold out all this. Yeah, right. You're not in there with any of this. Um, so I think the key takeaway from this specific hand, Colt, is polar strategy, bigger size on boards like this. We don't want to be, um, you don't want to be putting yourselves in spots like this.
Yeah, why we race on the river? I don't know who's hero here, but
So the reason I raised on the river, and I was going to ask you, what do you think about this play? Because when he goes big check raise on the flop, and then he goes check turn, and then he goes third pot on the river. Like I would assume a 4 would try to go for bigger, like a bigger size for value here, and it looks to me more like a really weak, thin value bet, maybe like eights or nines or maybe
A
sixes.
seven, yeah, sevens or a
Yeah, like
seven.
yeah.
Um, it's so here's what I'll say. I'll say that if you look at enough of these strategies, this is a line that is not often taken with anything but the nuts. So if you look at um, raising versus these block bets on the river, solver will have a lot more thin value than regular players. Regular players almost are always the nuts or sometimes it's a bluff. We have an old expression here that it's never a bluff. It is a bluff. Sometimes guys find bluffs here, especially if you bet very small. This guy goes like, B33 is not exactly small. It's not like a B10 or a B25. Um, so I don't know. We can't run this spot because it's off the tree, but it's definitely a thing. I don't know if it's great here because I don't know if he's going to have enough I don't really know what he's check raising here, right? He could have the nuts. Um, he could have a four. Um, he I think that the question is when you get to the river with the nuts here, what are you doing? Well,
So I
actually,
know you can't see my response here, but like you could see his because once it goes check check on the turn and the four pairs the river, does he lead small with a four?
I don't think he's check raising fours on the flop though.
Yeah, he is.
With one four.
Oh, with one four? No, yeah, he doesn't. So,
Right. Yeah. So like he has a little bit of five, like ace four, but like these are his four hex on the flop.
yeah, I
Um,
get you. It's just not there.
so like if he does this, and then you call, and then it's an ace. So again, like if he has sevens, see, like he's supposed to. Let's say he has sevens here, or he has the nuts, or he has pocket. Does he have pocket twos here, or he has twos? He can get to this line. Um, he can go check raise check with the nuts here on the ace because he's supposed to check the ace a lot because it's better for you. Now it's a little bit weird here because like he had a bigger check raise size and you had a smaller bet, so we're kind of off the tree. I just wouldn't. I just wouldn't discount all of his strong hands when he goes check, raise, check. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if
Okay.
you look, because if you look here, he's supposed to check the ace almost 90% of the time. So he's going to check a lot of strong hands here as well.
Yeah.
All right, we got kings. Looks like we. No, what are we doing? Oh,
Yeah.
why are we flattening
No,
kings?
no clue here. I don't know. I don't know what happened here.
I mean, you would have lost anyway.
Yeah, but I played that terribly. That was just bad.
So we've seen you flat big pocket pairs twice here. Let me just show you something. I'll show you the best time to do that, and then we'll. So the best time to do that is this is when you want to do it. So watch, we're at 25. So I'm gonna put a cutoff in for a raise, and then the button is probably gonna have flats from jacks to aces here. Why do we want to do that? Because you want it. Because number one, if they play well enough post flop, and then you induce the small blind and the big blind to jam. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Right. So you do this. See? Flat, flat, flat. You can mix. So like, remember that hand before with the aces where you're like, oh, I might have thought the big blind was going to be aggro and squeeze, right? So
Right.
like you were taking a good concept, but you were just applying it in the wrong situation.
Right.
Wrong positions, wrong stack
Okay.
depths.
Makes sense.
Now,
Because, like, with this one, it may have been somewhat of a similar. I got to look at the stack depths again to see. Maybe there were some, like, rejam stacks in there somewhere. But, like I
don't
say,
even,
I mean, don't even try that no more.
yeah,
Got you.
yeah. You just want to build the pot. Like it, don't try to being sneaky and cute and overly deceptive. Like it just doesn't print as much EV as playing your range properly and making them make mistakes.
Yeah, you actually want to reverse it when you're 40 plus, like your deuces through your eights or nines is where you're flatting, and then raise your top pocket pairs.
All right. Another spot versus the small blind. Who haven't I called on recently? I think we'll circle back to Larry. Larry needs a shot at this. Larry, what do you want to do here?
All right, we're pretty deep against this guy. Pretty dry texture. I think we get bigger bets here. So I would
Just re
probably be 75.
and just remember it's against the small blind.
Yeah. So he's gonna have a
Um,
tighter range, but I still
yeah,
think we
so
get
he
bigger bets on this texture.
um So I think that on rainbow boards, EP, now I know it's true early position versus big blind. I don't know if it's true early position but small blind, but I think you have more of a small bet strategy when it's rainbow. So a good heuristic I kind of came up with, I don't know if it's true all the time, is that later position versus the big blind, bigger bets are on rainbow boards. The earlier you get, then you want to save your big bets for two-tone boards. So let's see if that's true. I could just be talking nonsense. So we'll say this is 60. We're button for low hijack, blue jacks, under the gun, small blind calls. Oh, we have king. That's green. King. 10. Raise it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Beautiful. Check. And okay. So it mixes. We are range betting.
Yeah.
And this hand wants to, I wonder if this is, so we block. So I wonder if we have like, if we had spades here, if we bet bigger because we block folds. That's kind of a nuanced point. Let's see. King of diamonds, queen of hearts.
Yeah, it's mixing across the range.
Yeah, so it's kind of the same. So you could, so either one is fine.
Yeah.
But we face a donk. That's crazy. So
So
it's,
this is always an interesting spot. Um, I don't, we can raise. Um, I think this often, if you look, I mean, if you dig down on what this range is, I think it's often a draw. So that the only obvious draw here is Queen Jack. Um, I think this dry texture, calling or raising is fine. I mean, if we insta raise and he folds, it kind of sucks. I think I prefer when the texture is this dry to smooth call here.
yeah, I don't like, um, raising at this depth is dicey because unless you're just going pure exploit and going to raise and then like fold to a jam, which in theory is terrible. Um, I just want to keep him as wide as I just want to keep him as wide as possible here. I
I think,
don't
yeah, I think
because
some
guy
textures we can cross play, but
there
this
are
texture is
players who
super
do
dry.
this with I mean he can't he still has 10 he's still going to have tens in his range, right? Yep, so he still has tens a little bit. He has threes, he has king 10, right? He shouldn't have king 10-0, but guys show up with king 10-0 here. So you're really just hoping he has like king jack. You block top pair. That'd be more I'd be more likely to raise with like aces here because you unblock the king. So you
Yeah.
block top pair, you block the draws. I think this is just a call. Yep, just a call. Good. That's a good turn card. He wants to keep blasting. I don't think it matters now. I mean, it's going to be hard to get it all in by the river, but we do have completed equity. So nine, what gets there? Jack nine gets there. Ace Jack gets there. Um,
I think I like a
you're,
raise on this here. I mean,
yeah.
getting jammed on, you're right, is a nightmare. But I think with complete equity, we can fold. So yeah, I think I like a raise here.
He raises. I don't think it's a mistake. Yeah, it's just, and what do we get? Now we're here. Colt,
Um,
is this the same guy who did this, like the second hand with the Jack two?
I can't remember exactly, but this is a disgusting spot.
Yeah,
now, so now our hand is a pure bluff catcher.
yeah.
Um, and we've already expressed a lot of interest in this hand when we raise in position. The question becomes, I mean, the first question to ask yourselves is, do we meet value? Is he ever making this play with two pair, like
I mean,
10-3?
he's taken a terrible line anyway, so maybe.
queen
I think
10.
yeah.
Um, yeah, so yeah, I think I had a pure bluff catcher. I don't think he's making this play often with. I mean, the only option he has here is that he rivered two pair with Jack 10. We got three to a flush, four to a straight. I think we exploit fold here.
Yeah. Let's see what our buddy Colt does. Colt folds. Yeah, yeah, it's hard to find in a spot like this. I don't like advocating a lot of exploits, but in a spot like this, if he's not finding all the bluffs, I mean, my guess is he could have a goof, he could have like a, Jack turn Jack 10 into a bluff. Guys do that sometimes, but I just don't think the population is finding enough worse hands and or bluffs in these spots to justify a call. And it's not like, oh, they have to, like, you only have to, he only has to be missing a few bluffs to make this a good fold, right? He has to be finding all of the bluffs here to make this a call. And so if he's only, let's say there's 10 bluffs here and he's bluffing seven of them, he's only missing three, it's still a fold. That's the way MDF works. He's got to be finding all of his
Yeah,
bluffs.
agreed.
So it's
I think it's probably under bluffs.
right. Yeah. So when we say under bluff, it's like, oh, like he might be like he literally has to be having find 100% of the bluffs in the spot for it to make it a call. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up there. I appreciate everybody coming today. Sorry about the technical wonkiness. I'm in New York on my laptop, which only has one screen. Um, next
Well,
week,
thank you for this session.
oh, my pleasure. Next week, I'll post and again, if you guys haven't joined it yet, I think you can join it. The channel in the PC Discord. Where is it? Q&A with B Money. Just check this throughout the week. I think you can follow it as well to get notifications. This is where I just post all the stuff that we're going to be doing. As of right now, they have me working Thursday morning of next week, which I'm going to try to change. If not, we're definitely going to do the study group. Um, I'll either move the day or we'll just do like an evening session on Thursday. But I'll post in this room hopefully by early next week, Monday or Tuesday, just to keep everybody updated on it. So we're definitely going to do a session next week. I'm just not sure if it's going to be at the same day and time. All right, guys, I appreciate it. Hope I see everybody soon. Enjoy your weekend.
All right.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you. See you next time.